I don't yet know the reasons why this is happening, but yesterday morning, Fox News daytime, so not like the Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity stuff, the daytime stuff that they claim is news, seems to have been noticeably more pro-vaccine. Now, we're ultimately going to come back to the reality about Fox coverage about vaccines for months now, which is much like with the election was stolen conspiracy theories. They, while maybe not outright promoting anti-vaccine sentiment, were causing anti-vaccine sentiment under the guise of talking about freedom and by hosting all sorts of so-called vaccine skeptics and anti-vax people. So they've sort of made the bed that they are now sleeping in. But yesterday, I started seeing a number of more less overtly hostile to the vaccines videos. Could the explanation be the rubber is meeting the road and Fox News is actually starting to worry about litigation because the Delta variant is spreading? It's increasingly clear that this is overwhelmingly hitting unvaccinated people. I don't know what the explanation is, but let's take a look at a couple of clips. Here is an exchange on Fox and Friends. Brian Kilmeade continues to be a very strong vaccine hesitant voice, although he admits in this clip that he is vaccinated. That's a good thing. But here he and Steve Doocy sort of start mixing it up about vaccination and the possibility that masks are coming back on.
But listen, if you didn't get a vaccination, that's your choice. And if you did, like I did and they did.
So that's good. It's good that he's saying he got it. It's good that he's saying he got it, even if he has all the ifs, ands, and buts.
And maybe you did, then you should not wear a mask. And if you didn't, if you want to go cliff diving this weekend, you don't have to check with me. It seems a little dangerous, but I'm not going to judge you. And if you go ahead and put yourself in danger, if you feel as though this is not something for you, don't do it. But don't affect my life.
99% of the people who are dying from COVID are unvaccinated.
That's a fantastic statistic to be putting out to this audience. And I am glad. Listen, when Steve Doocy is the voice of reason, you know that everybody around you is making no sense.
It's their choice.
They don't want to die. So they are. The administration and the government is saying we need the mask mandate to protect the unvaccinated.
That's not their job. It's not their job to protect anybody.
So that is absolutely fascinating for a couple of different reasons. First of all, Brian Kilmeade insists, well, Steve, if it's mostly the unvaccinated getting sick and dying, that's their choice. And then Steve Doocy says, well, they don't want to die. Steve Doocy has hit on something that's really important. To some degree, and I know some in the audience don't like this perspective, to some degree, the anti-vax people, a lot of these anti-vax Republicans, are just victims of disinformation. And Steve Doocy is right. They don't want to die. It's not that they want to be martyred, making some kind of weird political statement by not getting vaccinated and then dying. But the real whopper here is when Kilmeade says it's not the government's job to protect anybody. Even small government conservatives, so-called, concede that they don't want the government involved in almost anything. But where they do want the government involved is to protect people. Now, stereotypically, what they mean by that is from foreign threats, from foreign militaries, from bombs, from terrorists. But a pandemic is a global and a domestic threat. It's not a foreign army. It's a virus. Apparently, in Brian Kilmeade's mind, that doesn't count, or that's a different story. But they are, by encouraging vaccination, the Biden administration is providing for the common defense of the country, of Americans. It would be, is Kilmeade okay with the FDA and food inspection? Or is it, listen, it's people's choice to just, hey, that chicken might be bad. The romaine or the spinach, it might have who knows what. We don't need FDA. It's basically people need to figure out their risk tolerance. No, that's ridiculous. And I've not heard him come out against that, although maybe he would. I don't know. And lastly, although it's mostly the unvaccinated, it's not only the unvaccinated. There are people who are vaccinated and will still get sick. And there are people who can't get vaccinated because of medical conditions. So the willingly unvaccinated, yes, they mostly put themselves at risk, but they're also putting at risk other people, immunocompromised and others. Also, complete blindness to their own network's role in fomenting this stuff. I mean, have they seen Tucker's show? Have they seen Laura Ingram's show, et cetera? That's part of the reason that this is going on. But again, here's another example. Here's another daytime Fox clip from yesterday where they seem to be very clearly telling their audience, Go and get vaccinated.
Mean to them, they're going to feel like they're being punished. The unvaccinated should be wearing masks in close quarters, but that could also be something that's recommended rather than mandated.
Doc, one last.
This is a propaganda doctor who met with Trump to go over Trump's cognition, right? I mean, this is a full-blown Fox News propagandist, but even he's saying this stuff, and I'm glad he is.
Quick question for you. With this Delta variant spreading across the country, and we see it's affecting the stock markets right now, how important is it for people to get vaccinated, and where can they get more information on where to get a shot?
It's very important that people get vaccinated because 2 shots of Pfizer or the Moderna vaccine is still giving you almost 90% protection against this and 95 to 100% protection against hospitalization. Hugely important. You can get your vaccine from a local pharmacy. Your physician can tell you where to get it. They're really all over the place. Very easy to get a vaccine right now. The public health centers all have it. There are vaccine centers still going. We're having a low compliance rate. The Delta variant needs to be a wake-up call to get vaccinated.
So this is really, really good that they are doing that. Now, why are they doing it? Could be fear of a lawsuit. You heard him say, oh, the stock market was down. I don't know why I have this vision of, I don't even want to stereotype. Someone who doesn't own any stocks and hasn't wanted the vaccine hearing, whoa, wait a second. The stock market's declining because of uncertainty. Now I'm going to go and get vaccinated. As funny as that would be, I don't care what it takes to get these people vaccinated. And if it's the stock market going down, whether or not it affects them, whether or not they own a single fraction of a share, or whether it's a Fox News doctor that Trump likes saying, go and get whatever it takes. It's good that a little bit during the day yesterday, the tide seemed to be turning a little bit on Fox News. So that's a good thing. We are very close to the 16th anniversary of the David Pakman Show. I know it's hard to believe. How could I have started a show when I was only 5 years old? It's shocking to you. It's shocking to my parents. It's shocking to everybody. But alas, we are almost at our 16th anniversary. And in honor of that, to celebrate that, we will be doing a one-day membership special at joinpakman.com. How can you not miss out? Just get on my newsletter at davidpakman.com. And then Monday morning, August 16th, you'll get a beautiful, perfect email telling you exactly how to avail yourself of this membership discount. One of our sponsors is CuriosityStream, the subscription streaming service that offers thousands of documentaries from the world's best filmmakers. And right now, CuriosityStream is giving you 25% off, which comes out to just $14.99 a year. CuriosityStream has a bigger selection of documentaries than Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon. I'm always finding documentaries on CuriosityStream that I can't find anywhere else, and they always have the newest and most critically acclaimed titles. I just finished watching Autonomy, which is all about self-driving vehicles and emerging technology that's going to have a big impact on our economy, on our political system. I can watch CuriosityStream on all of my devices. They have documentaries on politics, economics, history, technology, psychology, you name it. And when you go to curiositystream.com/Pakman, my audience will get 25% off. That makes it $14.99 a year. Not a lot of money for the amount of enjoyment that I know you will get from CuriosityStream. And the link is right underneath this video.